What's up guys, Joey here of YugaTech, and we're here for another comparison review. This time we're putting up the Huawei Nova 5T up against the Xiaomi Mi 9T Pro. Starting with design, the Nova 5T has a glass back panel that produces some sort of glare effect whenever the light hits it, and to match that, a nice metallic frame. The unit we have here is in midsummer purple. Meanwhile, the Mi 9T Pro sports a 3D curved glass back in glacier blue. They also have it in carbon black and pearl white for a more minimal look compared to the flame-like appeal of the blue. Here at the back, the Nova 5T has its quad rear camera setup and LED flash. And for the Mi 9T Pro, you'll find its triple rear cameras placed in the center of the back with the holographic accented telephoto lens on the top of the stack. Up front, the Nova 5T has thin bezels surrounding the display that curve at the edges, and in the top corner of the screen you'll find the punch hole that houses a 32-megapixel selfie camera. For the Mi 9T Pro, you get a true all-screen display thanks to, of course, the pop-up, light-up selfie camera. Moving on to the sides, 4 buttons and ports. Both devices' power and volume buttons can be found on the right, but for the Nova 5T, the power button doubles as the fingerprint scanner. The Mi 9T Pro's fingerprint scanner, meanwhile, is under the display. On the left for the Nova 5T, you'll find the tray for 2 nano-sized SIM cards. The Mi 9T Pro, on the other hand, has an empty left side. On top for the Nova 5T are the secondary microphone and IR blaster, while for the Mi 9T Pro, it's a headphone jack, noise-cancelling mic, and a pop-up selfie camera. At the bottom of both devices, you can find the USB-C port, speaker grill, and microphone. The SIM card tray of the Mi 9T Pro is also located here at the bottom. So for design, I actually personally like the Mi 9T Pro more because of its all-screen display, and that glacier blue color is just sick. It also has a headphone jack, and generally it just feels like a more well-built device. Now let's move on to display. The Nova 5T gets a 6.26-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 2340 by 1080, while the Mi 9T Pro gets a 6.39-inch Super AMOLED panel, also with a resolution of 2340 by 1080 and Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Both are beautiful sharp displays that offer vibrant colors and get sufficiently bright under direct sunlight. However, the Mi 9T Pro has the advantage of a Super AMOLED panel which creates even more vibrant colors and has deeper blacks. Also, while the punch hole camera on the Nova 5T isn't super distracting, it's still nice to not have any obstructions at all. So while both displays honestly look good, the Mi 9T Pro takes the win in this department. Now let's talk about performance. The Nova 5T is powered by the Kirin 980 chipset and 8GB of RAM. It also has GPU Turbo 3.0 on board for increased gaming performance. On the other hand, the Mi 9T Pro is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset and 6GB of RAM plus 64 or 128GB of internal storage. The Nova 5T is more than capable of handling all of the tasks thrown at it, but the Mi 9T Pro definitely seals the deal, especially when it comes to gaming. As you can see in our benchmark scores, the Mi 9T Pro is definitely the clear winner here. Despite also having tested the Nova 5T in its performance mode, the Mi 9T Pro still performs better, evident in the higher benchmark scores. So if you're into heavy productivity workloads or heavy gaming, we definitely recommend the Mi 9T Pro if you want flat out better performance between the two. But that's not to say that the Nova 5T isn't a good performer. It has a Kirin 980 after all. That's the same chipset in the P30 and P30 Pro. For battery, the Nova 5T sports a 3750 mAh cell with support for Huawei's 22.5W supercharge, while the Mi 9T Pro packs a 4000 mAh battery and utilizes Qualcomm's Quick Charge 4 Plus. In our standard video loop test, the Nova 5T got a total of 15 hours of playback, while the Mi 9T Pro got a whopping 27 hours. Now, the video loop test is not 100% indicative of real-world performance, but that's still a huge gap. When it comes to day-to-day usage, both devices can last a whole day or more, but if you're a heavy user, this might be a different story, especially in the case of the Nova 5T. But in any case, charging for the Nova 5T takes about under 2 hours. On the other hand, the Mi 9T Pro is faster, taking about just 1 hour. So for battery as well, the Mi 9T Pro has the advantage. Now for software, the Nova 5T runs EMUI 10 on top of Android 9 Pie. On the other hand, for the Mi 9T Pro, we get MIUI 10 on top of Android 9 Pie as well. Personally, I'll say it, I like MIUI over EMUI, but both these skins have different looks and different features, so each may appeal to different people. Now let's check out the cameras. At the back, the Nova 5T has a 48-megapixel Sony IMX586, a 16-megapixel ultrawide, a 2-megapixel depth sensor, and a 2-megapixel macro lens placed outside of the camera module. Meanwhile, in the punch hole, you get a 32-megapixel selfie camera. For the Mi 90 Pro, we get a 48-megapixel Sony IMX586 as well, an 8-megapixel telephoto camera, and a 13-megapixel ultrawide camera. The pop-up selfie camera is a 20-megapixel shooter. Now let's take a look at the sample photos. It's evident at first glance with our first 3 sets of photos that there's no big difference. Images come out sharp and detailed. This is because both devices have the same Sony IMX586 sensor, so the differences in the image output are in post-processing. The shots from the Mi 90 Pro tend to be on the softer, more natural side with more muted colors. The Mi 90's portrait mode does a better job compared to the Nova 5T's. As you can see wax here in the Nova 5T shot, it makes his face look smoother even when not applying beauty mode. Unlike the Mi 90 Pro, it's more natural and realistic looking. For night mode, the 5T does a lot better than the Mi 90 Pro. It's sharper and has more details, and it's just cleaner overall. In this selfie comparison, the Nova 5T wins as the Mi 90 Pro tends to overexpose the subject, while the Nova 5T is able to retain the warmth that's been observed across the shots in this comparison. Overall, for the cameras, it's a close game. Both devices offer good quality images, detail, colors, and sharpness are good from both, so it's a tie for me. Now before we end this comparison, let's talk about price. The Nova 5T is priced at 18,990 pesos, while the Xiaomi Mi 90 Pro is also priced at 18,990 pesos for the 64GB variant, while the 128GB variant is priced at 20,490 pesos. And in our opinion, if your budget is under 19k, well, both devices aren't bad at all. If you want a flagship Xiaomi phone with an all-screen display, big battery, and top-notch performance, then the Mi 90 Pro is an amazing buy. But if you're looking for a flagship Huawei phone and don't have the budget for a P30 or P30 Pro, honestly, cameras aside, the Nova 5T is a great substitute. So that wraps up this comparison. What do you guys think? Is Xiaomi number 1 or is Huawei number 1? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit YugaTech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Joey, and I'll see you guys in the next one.